Hey everyone, it's baze.djunkiii transmitting from Hamburg, Germany, back with a new video, and I decided to get at it again. It's a hot summer's day, 27 degrees outside Celsius that is, and about a year ago, maybe a little longer, I did a vinyl talk video on the Streets Week Become Heroes, the Ashley Beeler remix, a 12-inch a video I will link to in the very end of this video again, so if you haven't seen it, you can have a look again. And this video became, for some reason, insanely popular on my channel compared to all the other videos, reaching close to 3,000 views up to this day, which is about like 1/6 of my whole video views overall. So I don't know what happened there, but the Streets is popular and Mike Skinner is back and the Streets are touring. So, and it's been like 15 years, I guess, or 16 years until his classic album Original Pirate Material has been released these days. And so I decided to do a kind of follow-up with another The Streets 12-inch, especially this one. The Streets Don't Mug Yourself, the remixes, comes in a black sleeve. And it's also, well, it has this little sweet parental advisory sticker on there, as you can see, although the lyrics aren't that well, vulgar maybe and offensive. But anyway, this one is quite an interesting one, taken off the Original Pirate Materials album, which came out in 2002. This was released in 2003, and it's interesting for many reasons. A lot of remixes on there. And it's an insane collaboration between labels. Well, I will show you the label first and the vinyl first. The Streets Don't Mug Yourself. And there's a lot of label logos involved here. So the Vice magazine is kind of involved in here. Atlantic Records, which is an old US label. Many of you who are collecting pop music maybe will know, and also disco and stuff. And somehow Warner is involved. Locked On, which is the parent company of 679, which is the original label where Original Pirate Material was released on. So there is like 4 or 5 different brands involved here for some reason. And Don't Mug Yourself, actually, you all know the song as one of the up-tempo songs by the Streets. Nearly drum and bass tempo, dealing with Mike Skinner, aka the Streets, calling up a girl or calling up a girl to check on her and to see what their status is in terms of things going down or not, and one of his friends is interrupting and stuff. And the original version is on here, as well as the instrumental, which is good for DJs and stuff, and also for acapellas, and also the a cappella version on the A-side, plus a non-album track which hasn't been released otherwise, I think. Give Me My Lighter Back, which is the 4th track on this 12-inch. So yeah, a classic, not exactly UK garage, but the Streets haven't been UK garage anyway, so they always have been, or Mike Skinner always has been, in between UK urban, hip-hop influences, spoken word, and UK garage, early bass music kind of stuff. So he's a little bit of creating his own world, I guess. And on the flip side, there is remixes, which is really interesting. 3 remixes. The first one is by Mr. Fidget, which is more like a drum and bass version. The kind of rolling old school V recordings, Bristol-esque drum and bass with a lot of organic elements and stuff. And it's the only remix which features the whole vocal set on there. So it also reminds me a little bit of Spaz by Nerd, the hip-hop beatmaker thing, group and stuff. So very interesting to play out also in a context which is not necessarily drum and bass involved. The second one is by Big Shot, which is the one I played out in my DJ sets and radio sets the most, I guess. Only features the Don't Mug Yourself chorus. Music-wise, it's niche bassline house, bassline, speed garage in that realm. One of the proto-niche tracks, I guess. Very 4/4 oriented, like a house, but up-tempo with massive basslines and stuff. So pretty good. One of my favorite remixes of the Streets ever, apart from the Ashley Beeler remix I've been talking about 1 year prior to that. And finally, it's Gemma, Gemma is a grime legend running or was responsible for Sludem Crew, is now involved in the BBK camp, I guess, Boy Better Know, has been like doing things with Jamek the World Productions, and he delivers a remix which is definitely more grime oriented. Proper grime beats old school grime, because this is like maybe proto grime 2003. I guess 1.5 years before the grime scene really popped off, apart from like people like Wiley or Dizzy Rascal, like in terms of being acknowledged by a wider audience. Very raw production wise, and also featuring what I really like about the old school grime thing, very atmospheric string sections and stuff. And this is one of the main characteristics which is lacking in like today's grime. So it's more like yeah, you can feel the danger, you can feel the street vibe when you're listening to that kind of beats. Also, this one is a kind of not really instrumental, but also using only a few lines from the original Don't Mock Yourself. And I like to describe this flavor of music also in instrumental music as like crime scene vibes. So you can feel like the dark alleys and all the street stuff that's going on, and definitely this is also on here, and the final remix, the Gemma remix. And yeah, this is like for a kind of jubilee revival of the streets. Don't Mock Yourself, the 12-inch edition with like 8 tracks on here on 33, and it's also been released on Pure Groove Limited. So there's many labels involved in here. And this is my little like final talk video for today. A lot of information. If you love the streets, if you love grime, UK garage, urban bass music, you gotta check this out. Might not go for big money on discogs, so check this out. Or there will also be like videos and stuff. And yeah, if you want to catch me DJ wise on next Sunday, which is the 20th of May, I'm gonna do a thing, Le Wünderwelt, at the Beat Boutique again, which is away from all the electronic stuff I do there. It's more like obscure, rare, long-last music, left field pop, obscure things I can find in my collection, would not necessarily DJ or dance oriented. And on the 29th of June, which is going to be a special, I'm going to do a Friday night there, like apart from my regular Thursday, first Thursday of the month, which is more like focused on like minimal techno and dub techno and tech house. So branching out a little bit and like playing there more often as announced. And that's it for me now. I'm going to go into editing, and I'm going to see you on the next one. See you later.